and this here may be tough to you. Snack cake to me, yeah, more hostess. This been overdue forever. Asked me when it was dropping, said never. Should've made you cut the feta, but I designed it Freemason Margiela.
What's good, Shellitronnn here, the most woke, no joking. I'm back again with a brand new video. I'm gonna keep it a Bowberry Biscuit here, man. I don't know what to expect, but this is gonna be my first reaction to seeing the power rankings for the NFL for week 3. If you didn't see my last time I did this kind of thing, I did a live stream for that. But my live stream experience has been a little bit different than I really wanted it to be, so I'm going to do this as a video. Without any further ado, let's go straight on PIP right now. ESPN.com, NFL Week 3 Power Rankings. It shows right here, Rams are the new #1 and chaos below, and I believe it. With these games, like I said to someone else, I was talking to my Discord, not my Discord, but the Discord I'm in most often, that this year, the good teams are bad, and the teams that you thought were going to be bad are actually kind of good. Like, I don't understand what's happening. Like, there are players who you thought were going to light up the league this year who are having pedestrian, borderline, horrible years. David Johnson, I'm looking at you, bro. I like to get into Julio. Oh, never mind. I'll get into Julio. But there's other players and other teams that you thought were going to be bad. The Seahawks being that bad last night. If you caught that game with the Seahawks and the Bears, I've never in my life, I knew the Seahawks were going to be bad. I was thinking 7-9, maybe, 8-8. They'll be lucky if they win 4 games. Anyway, let's go to this list here. Alright, we saw that the Rams going to be #1. I agree with that. Nothing wrong with that. I feel you on there. Jags 2. Okay, that's cool. Chiefs 3. That's kind of tough. Coming up from 6 to become the 3rd ranked team. Now, I understand their offense is high power. I mean, is it Pat Mahomes or is it having Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and having old boy in the backfield? Who's his name again? Kareem Hunt. But honestly, if you're going to put up 6-7 touchdowns in a game, then you got to have someone out there playing quarterback who's ready to risk it all. And Pat Mahomes is kind of, I like him like a Brett Favre type. He can get a little bit risky out there, but I trust him. It's like, what, Pat, go ahead and do what you do, man, because I feel you on that. I feel you. So the Chiefs being #3 is good for their offense, but their defense is horrible. So their offense is going to have to score 48 points a game to even keep this sustained. It's kind of like the Saints, except the Saints from the last 7 to 2 years ago, 2 to 7 years ago, their defense has been borderline just atrocious. So even though the Saints could put up, 5-6 touchdowns a game with Drew Brees, their defense was so much worse than this Chiefs defense, which is really hard to do. It's very hard to do. But then again, the Chiefs are in the AFC, and the Chiefs in the AFC is just big trash right now. Anyway, #4 is the Patriots. They came up and they, it's kind of tough. I mean, they lost to the Jags. You get beat, you get blown out. Not really blown out, but you get the brakes beat off you by the Jags. Blake Bortles is showing that he's actually a quarterback, not a game manager with a good defense like Russell Wilson. But this is actually, I'm cool with them being 4. I may have put the Eagles up there, except the Eagles show that they're actually, they're just not that great. They're just not that great. I'm not gonna front. The Eagles aren't looking amazing right now, and I'm not all that sold on them. Them only coming down to 5 is not great. I would put the Vikings, who are #6, above the Eagles right now. Even though they have a tie with Green Bay, I would still put 1-0-1. It's obviously a better record anyway, but I'd probably put the Vikings. They look like a better team. They look more gelled. It look a lot better than the Eagles right now. Packers at 7, that's whatever. I mean, the Packers are loved. The Falcons at 8, after being 1-1, they beat us. I mean, it's all good. I'm not really worried about them beating the Panthers. I said we're going to split this year at our home fields. We could have stopped the run, and Matt Ryan looked like Cam Newton out there. 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rush touchdowns, and an interception. Not a lot of yards, but you want points more than yards, so I'll give it to him there. Saints are 1-1. That's cool. This is where we get into the real crux of it, man. I have no idea. This is why I hate ESPN. I actually hate ESPN because this right here is exactly the problem that's up with ESPN. How are the Pittsburgh Steelers #10? They haven't won a single game. They tied the Browns. and then they lost their last game. There's disarray. They have no running back. Le'Veon Bell's gone. Everyone's like, okay, James Conner is going to go ahead and he's going to be the man in the city now. He had 100 yards the first game he was there and a touchdown receiving and whatnot. Then he came out and had, 17 yards this last game? But they're still number 10. Your offense is centered around a Hall of Fame quarterback who can't pass anymore. You have Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, and you can't pass anymore. You have Jesse James, you can't pass anymore. You can't pass? It doesn't matter, man. It's just the fact that an 0-1-1 team is in the top 10 when there are teams that are 1-1 who look better, who don't have drama every other week, whose players aren't on Twitter talking about trade me, let's see, up to like bums who was on their PR staff just the year before. Explain to me. Number 11, the Bucks. See, this is the thing too. Wait a minute. I didn't even realize this. The Bucks are 2-0. The Bucks have looked better than just about. The Bucks should be 3. The Bucks should actually be 3 instead of who's it again? The Chiefs. Yeah. The Bucks should be right below the Jags. They're 2-0. What was it? 8 touchdowns to 1 interception passing, and then Ryan also has a rushing touchdown, but the number 11. They can't even crack the top 10. You're 2-0 and you've actually beat 2 really good teams. You gotta be out your mind, bro. You actually have to be out your mind. 400 yards each time you've played a game, and you can't even get in the top 10 above a bad, dysfunctional Steelers team. Let alone these other squads, let alone the 1-1 Falcons and the 1-1 Saints, who you beat in the first week. Disrespect. Now this is the part where I wish I could admit that I've never seen disrespect to this level before, but it's ESPN, and if it's not disrespect, it's blatantly like just terrible reporting and disrespecting teams and overrating teams that really shouldn't have any business being rated the way they are, then it's them just ignoring straight facts to push a narrative. Chargers are 1-1, okay. Bengals are 2-0, and the Panthers are 14. How are we we fall 3 spots? I don't know how we weren't in the top 10 last week. Actually, I do know why we weren't in the top 10, because this is ESPN.com. We played 2 good teams. Well, we played the Cowboys. Okay, let me stop. Okay, we played the Cowboys. But then again, we played better teams than the Steelers. I know we played the Cowboys, but are the Cowboys better than the Browns right now? Yes. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, the Falcons. Come on now, bro. Come on now. Is it strength of schedule? Is Cam Newton not completing 69% of his passes so far this year? But you know how it is, man. I guess it's just ESPN. Go ahead, let's real quick, man. Broncos being at 15 is pretty cool. You know, the Dolphins being 2-0 is not bad. They played 2 bum franchises, which, come on, the Titans and the Jets. Titans are only decent, and the Jets are the Jets. So let's be real about that. But, you know, being 2-0 in the AFC East and being the top of the AFC East is, look, enjoy it while you can. The Cowboys are 1-1. Congratulations, you beat the Giants. Whoop-de-doo. Niners are pretty all right. Ravens, decent. Titans, decent. Redskins are in for a tough go of it. Once they get to these NFC South games they're going to have to play. I mean, the NFC East is extremely weak. I'm not even convinced that the Eagles are going to do this well this year. I'm saying they're probably going to go 10-6. You could really convince me that the Eagles may not make the playoffs if they were in the NFC East and they didn't have a cupcake schedule having to go against the Redskins, Cowboys, and Giants. Texans are here. Yes, all right. They're not all that great. J.J. Watt hasn't had a very good year so far. Bears are all defense, no heart. Honestly, they wanted to lose that game to the Seahawks last night or 2 nights ago. Seahawks are actually horrible. They should be lower than this. Honestly, the Seahawks should be from the bottom up. It should be Bills. It should be Bills, Giants, Cards, Seahawks. The fact that the Seahawks are actually above the Browns right now is sad. So let's go ahead and go to this NFLcom list. We'll look at where the Panthers are here. NFL Power Rankings, Week 3, Rams, Jaguars take top 2 spots. Ryan Fitzpatrick looking like Conor McGregor. That man's a GOAT. Let's see. We got the Rams here. They went up 1 spot. Jags came up 3 spots. The Vikings at 3. I respect this. This is the list I'm kind of feeling a lot more here. The Vikings were a kicker away from being great. And now they have all the spots they really need to make that Super Bowl run. It's going to be a scary, scary race for seeding in the NFC. There's going to be teams who are 10-6 this year who will not make it. And it's scary. Chiefs being number 4, that's all right. Like I said, their offense is going to have to carry them because their defense is nowhere even close. The Packers being at 5 after being 1-0-1. How do you go up a spot after tying a game with the Vikings? I'll never know. Patriots came down. The Bucks came up 12 spots to hit number 7. They deserve to be in the top 10 right now. I would put them up above the Packers, but when you have Aaron Rodgers and you know that people are trying to, you want these clicks, you want to see that the Packers are still a top 5 team, I guess. But the Bucks look better as a whole than the Packers, and that's true, and that's real. Eagles at 8, they fell 7 spots. That's tough. Falcons fell. This is good. The Falcons actually fell 2 spots after a win. They didn't look good, and other teams have looked better. They deserve to be top 10 still, but they did deserve to actually fall down in the rankings. So I respect NFLcom's list a lot more than ESPN right now. Panthers being in the top 10. Oh my God. I did not expect this. We were 8 on their list last year, which, hey, shout out to y'all one time. But us being in the top 10 still, that's glitchy. That's glitchy, my guy. I feel you, man. We couldn't stop the run, which is obvious. So, I mean, honestly, NFL.com is, what did I expect? Did I expect ESPN to be on the cutting edge of sports reporting? You would think so, but it is what it is. I think ESPN stands for Entertainment and Sports Programming Network, and they've been doing and focusing a lot more on the E than the S in recent memory. So I got NFL.com's word for it. Let's go and scroll through this list, man. Chargers, Saints at 12. Let's get it. Bengals have been doing all right. Yeah, Bears at 14. They shouldn't go up 2 spots for playing the Seahawks and having a terrible offense with Allen Robinson, who can't get anything done with Mitch Trubisky because Mitch is actually bad. He's fast but can't throw, and he looks at triple coverage as an invitation. Let's see. We have the Ravens, Steelers. Steelers being at 16. I respect this. This is a good list. Dolphins at 17. Broncos 18. 19 for the Cowboys. 20. Let's go through this list. Get to the bottom of it real quick. Bills, Cards, Lions, Seahawks, Raiders. This is already a better list. Yeah. The NFL.com power ranking is obviously by far a better formulated list than ESPN could ever imagine. But I'll give this to ESPN. They're probably better than Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report has that's not a high bar. If you're ESPN and you have to compare yourself to Bleacher Report, I'm sorry, bro. It's tough sledding. It's bad times. It's a sad time in your life. What a time to be terrible. Anyway, man, what are you guys' thoughts on the power rankings? What are your top 10 teams right now, man? Let me know in the comments below. And you already know what to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Being told y'all I've been the man. Being told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.